Badoosh, my ninjas, and welcome back, Joey Moss with Bad Boy Gaming. We got spoilers, but really leaked cards. The reason that the quality on some of these cards is not so vibrant, and good quality is simply because I'm getting them while they're in leak. They're not actually spoiled yet. They're not revealed yet, It's not technically official. So that's why some of the card quality you'll see in these images is not pristine. That's the reason why. We get them like a day or two in advance, basically. Prison Realm is a 3-drop enchantment. When Prison Realm enters the battlefield, exile target creature or planeswalker and opponent controls until Prison Realm leaves the battlefield. When Prison Realm enters the battlefield, scry 1. I do like this. This is great removal. You're able to exile a creature or a planeswalker and scry 1. That's pretty good. However, you have to consider there are decks out there that simply do not run planeswalkers and they simply do not run creatures. Or if they do, it's very, very limited. Like, for example, a control build where you have like just like 3 or 4 Tefris in your deck, whatnot, and maybe 1 or 2 creatures, this card's probably not going to be the best card to run. And of course, it's easily just going to be countered. So where exactly it's going to fit in, it's going to be tough to say. We haven't seen the meta yet, but I'm assuming we're going to see heavy planeswalkers in the meta. So it could just be a main board, but definitely we'll see heavy play. Every time you see it in draft, it's going to be used. Of course, your sealed events, all that good stuff. But I think Prison Realm's a good card. At least you can have some in the sideboard and your normal standard, events and whatnot. But probably a main board considering the upcoming meta. Guild Globe. Good old Guild Globe is a deuce drop artifact. When Guild Globe enters the battlefield, draw a card for 2, tap it, sacrifice Guild Globe, add 2 mana of different colors. It's okay. It's not bad. It does what it's supposed to. It does what a Guild Globe would do. There you go. Ugin the Ineffable over here makes casting Guild Globe free. It costs nothing to cast because colorless spells you cast cost 2 less to cast. Pretty interesting. How many colorless spells are 2 or less right now? I'm wondering how many are in the current meta and in the one approaching that are going to be free to cast because they're 2 or less. But this is definitely one of them, so just keep that in mind. Moving forward, Aven Eternal and Dread Malkin. Aven Eternal is a 3-drop. Zombie, bird, warrior. It flies, baby. When Aven Eternal enters the battlefield, amass 1. It's a 2/2. So a 2/2 for flying that costs 3, that's not terrible. And then it also has the amass mechanic. I'm not sure. One more time for you guys newer. Put a +1/+1 counter on an army you control. If you don't control one, create a 0/0 black zombie army creature token first. I'm not sure this whole amass mechanic is actually going to see competitive play. I mean, we really haven't seen anything that pushes it over the edge. At least nothing I've really seen that just stands out. And I'm like, oh, wow, Billy, I'm going to make a deck around this. And we're just going to take everyone to Pound Town. I haven't really seen anything like that yet. But it hasn't been yet determined, But the amass mechanic, in certain situations, I'm sure it's going to be powerful. But I just don't know how powerful competitively. Dread Malkin is a 1-drop zombie cat, a menace. Again, for those of you newer, this creature can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. Menace is a pretty powerful mechanic. It's been or ability, whatever you want to call it. It's been around for quite some time. It's a 3-drop. For 3, sacrifice another creature or planeswalker. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on Dread Malkin. It's a 1/1. A 1/1 with Menace, and it has a sack outlet on it. I mean, that's not too bad. It's something. Again, I don't know how much play it's going to see. In standard, probably not a whole lot, but it's really hard to say with a lot of these cards, guys. But definitely in a 1-drop in your sealed type events and whatnot in draft, this is going to be fun to play in limited. It will see play there. Trusted Pegasus and Charity Extractor. I like the artwork on Extractor. Trusted Pegasus is a 3-drop creature Pegasus. Flying, again, 3-drop, flying, 2/2. Whenever Trusted Pegasus attacks, target attacking creature without flying gains flying until end of turn. We've seen something very similar. There's already, I think it's a Pegasus already in the current meta. It's a 1/3, if I'm not mistaken, with flying, and does the exact same thing and takes 3 to cast. It's in white as well. Decent. Again, it's something that's probably going to see play more in your limited build and whatnot. Charity Extractor is a 4-drop. It's a 1/5 with lifelink. That's kind of interesting. When I see anything with a lot of crazy toughness and it's a one power, it makes me think of those like wall builds, where you can swap a creature's toughness and its power. Could be something. I doubt it though, guys. It's a 4-drop lifelink. Definitely a big dummy just to throw out there early on. I mean, if your opponents can't get rid of this early, and it dodges lava coil, I'm just saying. But it is a common, and these kind of cards typically don't see a heck ton of play, at least not competitively. I highly doubt you're going to see this in any kind of competitive deck. But in your draft and whatnot, it's a great big dummy sitting out there, and it has lifelink and it protects you, so not bad. It will see play limited. Arboreal Grazer, and thank you to MTG Salvation. That's usually who I go to check out some early spoilers that are dropped. This is the typical frame they will use if they can't find any image whatsoever anywhere on the internet. In this case, I couldn't find any image of Grazer out yet, but we do have information on the card. It's a creature, it's a beast, it has reach. When Arboreal Grazer, am I saying that right? Grazer enters the battlefield, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. That's pretty big for ramping up. I bet we will see this play, possibly in competitive, perhaps. I'm not too certain. It is a 0/3, though. That toughness I do like. It dodges shocks at least, and a few other things out there. But having reach is great for those early attacks, against those pesky little birds, especially the little cards we just saw now, the 2/2s, flyer cards and whatnot. This thing will just stop them for a little bit, and you get that land out. That is huge. Getting a second land out on your turn is just phenomenal. So Arboreal Grazer, especially if you got 2 of these, or just early on in a game, you can have like 4 or 5 mana just to dispose of, by turn 2, turn 3 in some cases. This is nuts. I think it's going to see some play. I just don't know where though. I will definitely use it in ramp builds for sure. Next we have Heartfelt Redemption. Oh, mamma mia, you got the wrong pizza toppings on me pie. It's an instant. It takes 2 colorless, a all red, and a plain. Discard all the cards in your hand. Draw the same amount of cards discarded this way, plus 1. Gain life equal to the number of cards in your hand. I think that's kind of cool. I really do. You're gaining life, and you're able to dump cards that you no longer need, or maybe you have a need for, even with Phoenix. A Phoenix now can branch into, the white color here too, crossing over a little bit. I'm not sure. Maybe we can see some crazy sauce come about from this. But I think it's a good card. I think it will see play. I think it may even see competitive play. That's a great way just to dump your hand or get stuff into the graveyard or whatever the case may be. But yeah, again, it's not like it's in black, and it's not like in Golgari colors or anything like that. But still, a powerful card. We'll see what happens with it. Ugin's Conjurant. It's it's X to cast. I haven't even read this one yet. Creature, Spirit, Monk. Let's learn together. Ugin's Conjurant enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. So however much you tap, mana-wise, that's how much how many counters are going to go on it. If damage would be dealt to Ugin's Conjurant while it has a +1/+1 counter on it, prevent that damage and remove that many +1/+1 counter from Ugin's Conjurant. Pretty interesting, especially with the proliferate mechanic floating about. We'll see what exactly this Spirit Monk can do. I'm really curious, honestly. Price of Betrayal is a 1-drop. Remove up to 5 counters from target artifact, creature, planeswalker, something or opponent. What's that? Remove up to 5 counters from target artifact, creature, planeswalker, or opponent. That's interesting. Or opponent. I guess if you wanted to take off some poison counters from them in Modern, because you're running your poison infect deck, you could do that. You could save your opponent's life. You can save them from losing the game. I don't know why you want to do that, but I'm sure that's going to come in some handy. Remove counters from an opponent, though. What does this mean? What is going to happen? Are we going to see something crazy coming about? I'm not sure. Price of Betrayal is an interesting card. I think it's going to have more impact in the upcoming meta, though, after this one or the next set release. But I'm up to five counters from target artifact, creature, planeswalker, opponent. It's great. I guess it's great removal. You could definitely drain a planeswalker of all of its life. We'll see ya. It just dies, you know. You could also just drain something like Conjurant over here. You know, it's dead. Someone paid 5 for it. You just take it all off. And counters from target artifact as well. That's pretty cool. I just noticed this creature of the Spirit Monk. It's just completely colorless. I thought it was like an artifact something. That's nuts. Anyway, moving forward, guys. Price of Betrayal is going to see play. It's a 1-drop. It's definitely going to see play in this upcoming meta. Charmed Stray. I like this one. Meow. It's a 1-drop kitty scratch. Lifelink. When Charmed Stray enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control named Charmed Stray. I mean, those proliferate decks are going to be fun. If you want to run a playset of these 1-drops right here, why not, you know? And the more of them you get to, the quicker, the better, is kind of how it's going to be. You pull 2 of these or 3 of these, you know, early in the game, it could do some things. Of course, there's always crazy other options, but being a 1-drop and then it just gets bigger, I think that's a pretty cool card. Also, let's not forget, you can make copies of this card as well. There's a billion ways to make copies right now in the current meta. Maybe not a billion, maybe like 5 different cards that do it. But you can basically make copies of Charmed Stray. So consider that as well. Very interesting. See what happens with it. But it's a 1-drop. It's probably not going to go crazy. Don't get crazy, guys. Wall of Ruins. It's a 1-drop. A Defender. When Wall of Ruins enters the battlefield, scry 1. It's a 0/4. Big old wall. It is what it is. Elite Guard Mage is a 4-drop. Creature, human, wizard. I believe it's a wizard. Perhaps. Flying. When Elite Guard Mage enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. And draw a card. 2/3. Doing what Azorius does best. There it is. Not bad. Narset, Parter of Veils. 3-drop. Each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn. Stop it with your Teferi crap. I have had enough of you. That's one way to slow somebody down, I guess, with an insane amount of card draw. Especially mid to like late game, people's card draws can get just out of hand really quick. So pretty good that first ability. It's -2. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a non-creature, non-land card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Comes in with 5 loyalty counters on it. It's 3. I like that it's a 3-drop. You know what's weird? Narset keeps losing color identity. It started out back in, I think, Khans or something, or Dragons of Tarkir when we first saw a Narset. And I think there was 3 colors associated with it. Then it went down to 2 colors. It's in its next printing of a Narset or Planeswalker. And now we're down to just 1 color. Just blue now. Very interesting to see. Anyone know what's going on with that? Let me know. I'm very curious. Next, we have Narset's Reversal, 2-drop. This card's stupid silly sauce. Copy target instant or sorcery spell, then return it to its owner's hand. You may choose new targets for the copy. So let's just say they're going to hit you with a spell. Like they're going to cast, let's just throw it out there, like a lightning strike. They're going to deal 3 damage to you. You're like, I'm just going to copy that. Stop. You're not going to play that. I'm going to play lightning strike. I'm going to hit you with it. You can put that back in your hand. Thank you. And let me choose Let me choose where this one's going now. It's like crazy, like deflection, but also like slowing down your. I mean, this could get out of hand with some other cards as well. It's not the only little trick in the book. I mean, that's just the basic. But copying target instant or sorcery spell, you cast something from your own hand, you can just copy it, and then you're returning it. You're playing it. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're getting a lot of value out of this card. It's pretty cool. Or like, at least like you're getting to play that spell again next turn. I think there's going to be some infinite tricks with Narset's Reversal here. I haven't seen nothing yet, but I'm willing to bet money on it. I can make something infinite with this card for darn sure. Powerful. This will see a lot of play. Return to Nature and Arboreal Grazer. Hey, there it is. Oh, my God. Moss Boss, you're insane. You're insane. What's wrong with you? Return to Nature. Choose 1. Destroy target artifact. Destroy target enchantment. Exile target card from a graveyard. That is something. That's all I'm going to say. Arbor Grazer already went over, so there's the artwork on it. We can finally see it. It's the moment reach, and when a Grazer enters the battlefield, you may put a land card from your hand on the battlefield tab 0/3. That's how quick I go through these, like just to get them up. Because when they get leaked, I mean, it's hot. Maybe they're hot. So I get them out really quick. I didn't even notice that I already put this in the video. And we have artwork for it. Hurry. Gideon Blackblade is a 3-drop. We have discussed this card in the past, but let's go over it one more time. We have, I guess this is the updated artwork, or this is like it's finally been released kind of thing. As long as it's your turn, Gideon Blackblade is a 4/4 human soldier creature with indestructible that's still a planeswalker. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to Gideon Blackblade during your turn. +1, up to 1 target creature you control gains your choice of vigilance, lifelink, or indestructible until end of turn. -6, exile target island permanent. Gideon's busted. I'm just calling it now. It's going to be really, really powerful, man. As long as it's your turn, Gideon Blackblade is a 4/4 human soldier. Creature token with indestructible, still planeswalker. I love Gideon. He's a 3-drop. This card's going to get silly. We're going to see some really fun and tricks, combo tricks, and all types of stuff. What am I saying? Combat tricks? Yes. With Gideon Blackblade. Looking forward to using it a ton. Colossal Dismissal and Duskmantle Operative on the left here. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. And it has the Amass 1. Being able just to bounce something isn't bad. It's pretty cool. And it's return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. You can bounce your own thing. You want to save it from getting destroyed. Oh, actually, it's sorcery speed. Sorry, I couldn't do that with it. We'll see ya. Let's threw that one out. Amass 1, though, I don't know. It'll see very limited play. Duskmantle Operative is a 2-drop. Duskmantle Operative can't be blocked by creatures with power 4 or greater. Kind of interesting on that. I guess if you pump this thing up and, just dump a bunch of auras on it, but I don't know why you'd want to build a deck around that in the first place, but you could, and then it just gets removed and it dies. But this is something just for limited, I guess. It's a great card just to sneak in some damage, I suppose, if your opponents are running a bunch of really powerful creatures. Tyrant Scorn is a 2-drop. Choose 1. Destroy target creature with converted mana cost 3 or less. And then return target creature to its owner's... or return target creature to its owner's hand. Versatility is always good. Having options is always great. Especially in Magic, destroy target creature with converted mana cost 3 or less. There's going to be a lot of cards out there with converted mana cost 3 or less. But it limits if it said permanent, it would see a heck ton more play. But it's creature, so return target creature to its owner's hand. So I guess if it's too big to deal with, you could just bounce it back to their hand. It is instant speed, which I do like. But if it's a lower casting cost, at least you can just take it out the game. Not bad. We'll see. Sarkhan's Catharsis. Sarkhan's Catharsis. It's a 5-drop, and it deals 5 damage to target player or planeswalker. It's like a lava axe, almost. But yeah, basically, it's a 5-drop instant that deals 5 damage to target player or planeswalker, guys. Pretty decent. Again, probably limited. You're not going to see much play anywhere else. But it is instant speed, so who knows? It's hard to say, really. We'll see how the meta goes, man. Well, that is the spoilers for today. I hope you guys enjoyed these today. It has been a real blast. If you enjoy these kind of videos, make sure you hit the like button, and leave me a comment. I like hearing from you guys. Favorite card? Do you have one? Do you have one, Billy? I'd like to hear about it. Skadoosh, my ninjas. Have a great day. A lovely, beautiful day. Say something nice to somebody. Skadoosh.